Well, Darren, the run's come to an end, but we have to talk about a mad 5 minutes where Sunny Blue was sent off and then immediately they scored. How did you see the incident?
I thought he was petulant. That's how I saw it. I have no idea what the players think they're ever gaining from those actions. I'll have to see it again, but at the time it looked petulant. So I don't understand what they get out of it. The team don't get anything out of it. And ultimately, and the goals, the 3 goals, listen, Sonny doesn't help us stop those 3 goals. What Sonny was doing in that game very, very well was that he stayed on the ball for long periods and we were able to get far more territory. I thought it was our best spell of the game just before that. So, yeah, very disappointing. We're disappointed, in that type of behaviour. But we'll obviously keep those thoughts and comments in-house.
And a couple of the goals look like they might be marginal offsides. Did you agree?
Well, the first one, I thought if there was any of them that was going to be offside, it would be the first one because of this double touch. We can't see for you. You would have a much better view of it than we would. But what we didn't do today, and what we have done very, very well for a long period of time, and the important thing is to stay balanced with this result because. Again, I said in my message yesterday, the season's a long season, it's a marathon, but what we've done very well is we've not allowed crosses coming into the box. We've not allowed that to happen. And today we were poor at it, especially down this right-hand side, we were poor at it. I think all the goals came from the similar angle of this right-hand side. And we didn't stop crosses well enough, and what you do is then you have to defend the outcome of the cross, which is always relative to the quality of the cross. So, if there was a finger or a portion of blame, we've definitely done that better. At least I think we've played a lot better than that. But just the manner of the defeat just left a very sour taste in my mouth, which is why we had a gentle conversation at the end. And
Dan Moss received a 5th yellow card, so we were out him for the next match, and then Grant Smith sent off after the full-time whistle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Grant. I can make an assumption of he said something to the referee after the game. If he has, and that is the reason why, then I don't condone that. I'm all for tackling. I'm all for competing. I'm all for putting yourself on. I'm not great defending players for dissent if it's dissent, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Listen, we need to look at. We also need to look at the referee's performance. We need to look at the linesman's performance, because if there's an element of offside, that does wind people up. If you feel like someone's stolen something from you or taken something away from you that's inaccurate, then human nature says you get rolled up. But the problem is with it is that Mossy's always going to get 5 bookings in his seat. He tackles more than anyone. So that's a tackle. That's what he does. That's why we play him, because he puts in those tackles. So that's part of the season with having Dan Moss. But the other stuff, the 2 sendings off, if for what I think they are, then we'll deal with that in terms.
And lastly, it will be a big test for these young players, won't it, coming up against the same opponents in just a week's time?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I just said to him. I said, this could be your biggest test so far. It's all right to call yourself special when things are going well, and you want to tweet and all of that malarkey that lot do now, but these are challenges, and you have to stand up to a challenge in the same way you have to stand up to adversity. And that's my biggest disappointment today at 1-0. Stay in the game. Even at 2-0, Matthew scores. We have a great chance with Matthew, but our set plays weren't good enough. Our working around the box wasn't good enough. We fired high and wide too often when corridors of opportunity opened up. And when you do that and you don't defend your box, I don't think it's too hard to understand why you can see 3 and you don't score any. So we have to make sure we have a good, strong week now. Reassert those principles of, firstly, how you behave when you play for the Oval. I think that's the most important thing. And then secondly, just this group of players will be bubbling by next Saturday. They'll be desperate to get back out there.
Thank you for your time, Darren.